Hi everyone, how are you all? How is your preparation for your board exam? I think everything is going well. So, in this video, again, First War of Independence 1857. So, causes I'm explaining here actually. First video I uploaded regarding political causes of First War of Independence 1857. So, in this video, again I'm going to explain about another one of the important causes, socio-religious causes of revolt of 1857. So before going to begin the video and explanation, I request everyone, those who are watching my video without subscribing my channel, please subscribe my channel and support me. So your one subscription will motivate me to do the more classes and helpful to upload more videos and very important videos for your board exam preparation and all. So in some of the next videos and all, I will provide that important MCQs, so important chronological order, years, events and all, so important leaders, so picture based questions. So picture study also one of the important part of your question paper, right? So based on that picture study question also, I'm going to upload the videos. For everything I need your support. So support means nothing. Subscribe my channel and share it to your friends, those who are studying with you and those who are preparing for ICSE class 10th history and board examination, and like my videos and comment for next difficult topics and all. So I will prepare video on that difficult topics and uploading in my channel. Okay, let's begin the class. First War of Independence. So most commonly that's one of the uprising, correct? So that's one of the large scale uprising based on different causes. It has begun against the Britishers. So one by one we can discuss about that. So this video is totally related to the socio-religious causes of revolt of 1857. So without skipping the video, just watch the video till end. So based on the socio-religious causes, I'm going to discuss the important MCQs also in the same video. So this same video, one is explanation. It will help you to prepare the key point notes or the short notes and all. At the end, I'm going to provide the MCQs. So 3 benefit you are getting in part of same on single video itself. So let's begin the class. Come with me. Yes, so first socio-religious cause. So most commonly socio-religious causes means interference in the matter of social matter and cultural belief, traditions of India here. So that we are calling it as socio-religious causes that insulted and hurt the socio-cultural feeling of the Indians on that time. So a lot of different examples we can consider to the socio-religious causes here. So first one they mentioned regarding interference with the social customs of Indians. So what about that interference with the social customs? See, previously political system was captured by the Britishers. So later they started to interfere in the part of the social customs of India also. So Indians also. It has become another one of the important reasons to begin the revolt of 1857. So let's see how they started to interfere, which are the topics introduced, which were the policies introduced by the Britishers to spoil the socio-religious culture or the belief of the Indians one by one. So the British introduced reforms such as abolition of sati, the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act, and encourage the Western education for girls. So this all we are calling it as the reformation or reforming activities introduced by the Britishers. But at the same time, some were very orthodox Indians. They started to oppose all the policies which were introduced by the Britishers here. Though socially progressive, many Indians believed the British were interfering in religion, traditional customs and leading to the distrust. See, abolition of sati. Actually, sati was practicing in Indian society. That's one of the blind belief at present day we are telling. But on that time, that's one of the social belief, religious belief of the Indians. But that Britishers introduced the act of abolition of sati. Actually, this year also very important, 1829. So next, Hindu Widow Remarriage Act, 1856, they introduced that. So widows, they were not allowed to remarriage. So that's also one of the reformation brought by the Britishers. So Western education, see, even the education system of India, how they followed the education system means completely it was reserved to the royal families and it was totally reserved for the boys itself. Actually, that society converted into male dominated society on that time. So based on that, girls were totally neglected to get the education, but these Britishers introduced the Western education. So based on Western education, they started to promote the girls education also. So when that Indians, Orthodox Indians, observed these all changes, these all Western ideas introduced by the Britishers, no, they started to raise the voice against that. Means how they felt based on this all introduction, means Britishers were interfering in the religious matters and traditional customs of India, and they were trying to destroy the Indian culture and imposing the Western culture on Indians like that. So based on this reason, they started that Orthodox people started uprising against the Britishers. So this was first reason. Second reason, see, apprehensions about modern innovation. So most commonly when that Britishers entered to our country and all, it has witnessed to some of the modern innovations and all. Why? Because they introduced lot of changes, they brought lot of things, lot of modern things to India itself. For a good example, introduction of the railways, they introduced that. Telegraph system, it has introduced by the Britishers. So next one, postal services, it was developed by the British itself. So these all were brought into the India by the Britishers itself. So this all we are calling it as the modern innovation by the Britishers. So when they started to introduce that railways, telegraph system and the postal services and all, many Indians started to get fear about this all modern innovation actually. So what about that fear then? So they started to think about it based on the railways, telegraph system and all postal services. Britishers were trying to destroy the Indian caste distinctions, Indian caste systems, destroying by the Britishers like that, and help the British to spread the Christianity. They started to think about that. These all innovation Britishers were introducing to spread the Christianity to India here. So based on this concept, so based on the misunderstanding about the modern innovation, Indians started to raise the voice against the Britishers here. So how that railways, telegraphs and all destroy the caste system of India, means see, based on that in railway compartments, actually that's one of the mass transportation, correct, railways and all. So they made it rich people, poor people, higher caste people, even the lower caste people, everyone started to sit together in the part of railway compartments. See, what about the traditional belief of Indians, means they didn't allow that lower class people to sit together with the higher class people and all. So in railways they started to travel together, they started to sitting together and all. Based on this, when that Orthodox people observe that, so that Britishers are trying to destroy the caste system of India like that, that's why they suddenly raise the voice against the Britishers here. So modern innovations also become another one of the causes to the revolt. I think clearly understood it is, right? So we can go for next important socio-religious causes. Policy of racial discrimination. So what about that policy of racial discrimination? See, racial discrimination means nothing superior, higher, lower. So these kind of the discrimination, and also white people, black people. So these kind of the discrimination, these kind of the policies, we are calling it as the racial discrimination here. So at the same time that Britishers were, they belongs to the Europe, correct? Europeans and all, they enjoyed the superior status. So Indians were humiliated in public places, courts and government services. So this increased the resentment. Very simple, in very simple manner, simple language I am explaining here. So I hope you are understanding it well and preparing. See, another one of the important thing I am going to tell you, just listening the class, it will not become 100% useful for your board exam. While you are listening and watching my videos, you should prepare short notes. So short notes are very important. It's playing very important role while you are very near to face the board exam. No, the time of revision, it will become very useful for you. That's why preparing short note is compulsory, and I already mentioned that short form of the each and every points which are very important for your exams and all. So based on this video, based on my videos and all, together while watching the videos, start to prepare the short note also. So just listening, it will not give success, 100% success and all. Writing is making you perfect. That's why writing also compulsory and it will give perfection to you. Yes, so come to the part of that. So Indians started to humiliated in public places. Actually, they entered to India itself. In India, that Indians were started to dominated by the Europeans on that time. So public places, that Indians were completely treated as black people. They didn't allow to the public places and all. Even government services, every high post just given to the Europeans or the Britishers on that time. So totally the Indians started to suffer under a part of this all policy of discrimination, racial discrimination and all. That's why it increased the resentment. That itself. So common and simple it is. Most easy topic. So next one, corruption in administration. So Britishers were totally dominating over Indians. They were not working to the favor of the Indians and all. There were completely welfare of the Indians neglected under the British administration. Means commonly we can observe the corruption in the part of administration itself, correct? So several British officials, they were completely accused of injustice, bribery, favoritism. So ordinary people lost the faith in the British administration. So see here, East India Company established the administration system in India. They appointed different British European officers to take care about different regions and different officers and all. So they started to do the injustice. Favoritism means nothing, that they were giving preference to the Britishers and neglected the Indian welfare. So these kind of the corruption we observed in the part of administration. So most commonly they treated Indians badly, means they started to raise voice against the Britishers. Easy it is. So next one, oppression of the poor. So oppression of the poor means poor people were completely neglected and dominated, correct? So how that British East India Company started to dominate over the poor, how it started to destroy the Indian people and led them to lead the poverty or the poor lifestyle on that time. So they started to impose the heavy taxes, harsh revenue collection. So harsh revenue collection means nothing. British officers, those who appointed to collect the taxes from the Indians on that time, they started to behave very harshly towards the Indian soldiers or Indian farmers and all, or the poor people on that time. So exploitation caused and suffering among the peasants, artisans and the laborers. So based on heavy taxes, revenue collections and all. So totally peasants, artisans, laborers, lot of different Indian society started to suffer from these all the different policies of the Britishers. That's why these all we are called it as one of the socio-religious causes to uprising of 1857. So next point, 6th point is activities of missionaries. So missionaries means nothing, that European missionaries, clear? They started to establish the schools, hospitals in India. So based on that, see, schools means that schools were providing the Western education, correct? So hospitals established by the European missionaries and all. So based on this, many Indians feared that British supported religious conversion. So when that they allowed the different missionaries, especially they started to spread the Christianity, that missionaries belongs to the Christianity itself. That's why they got fear towards the British missionaries and all, means they were trying to convert the Indians to the Christianity like that. So based on the activities of missionaries, it also considered as another one of the important causes to revolt of 1857. So next one, fear regarding Western education. So fear regarding Western education means some believed Western education would weaken Indian culture and religious beliefs like that. So Western education, under the part of Western education, they made it that English was one of the compulsory medium of instructions and all. So under the part of Western education, they introduced the girls' education and all. So a lot of different things introduced under the part of that. So at the same time, Indians were totally believed in the part of traditional system of education. That's why they started to think that Western education trying to weaken the Indian culture and also weaken the religious belief. If that Indians are getting Western education, means they were neglecting the religious belief of India and they were neglecting the Indian culture and attracting towards the European culture like that. That's why fear regarding Western education also become another one of the important reason. So next one, Taxing religious places. So see, taxing religious places means nothing like temples, correct, mosques and all. So these kind of the religious places, sacred places and all. Britishers started to impose the heavy tax on religious places also. Why it has created discontent among the Indians may say, before earlier Indian rulers and all, it may be the Mughals, whatever, correct, they were contributing to the development of the religious places. They didn't impose any kind of the taxation over the religious places and all. But during the period of the British administration, they totally turned the policy ulta, correct, reverse it is. They started to collect the taxes from the religious institutions and all. So most commonly no development activities but imposing taxes. So religious places, temples means it is not belongs to any individual person and all. Britishers were imposing tax on that, means who have to pay the tax for the British government, British East India Company and all. So that was the big question, right? So based on these all the conditions, most commonly that the Indians started to raise voice against the religious taxes or policy of the taxation over religious institution. So that reason. Next one, law of property. So law of property means nothing, very simple concept it is. So Religious Disabilities Act 1850 allowed convert to retain inherited property. See, to take the property, transferring the properties and all. For example, one of the property belongs to the father. So after the death of father, most commonly property is passing to their children itself, correct? So to get the father's property to the children, they should convert to the Christianity on that time. So if they're ready to convert to the Christianity, then they can get the property of their father. If they fail to convert or they didn't wish to convert to the Christianity, means that property must hand over to the Britishers on that time, British East India Company on that time. So based on this law of property introduced by the Britishers, so many believed that this encouraged the conversion to the Christianity here. So based on this, again this also become another one of the important reason. So till here completely I explained socio-religious causes in simple language, and I hope this is clearly understood for you. And comment me understood or not understanding, or you are feeling any difficulties, means let me know in the part of comment section itself. So now we can discuss about some of the important MCQs here based on the religious, socio-religious causes. So which act legalized Hindu widow remarriage? So they introduced a lot of different acts. I explained to you actually. So under which act they mentioned about the Hindu widow remarriage here. So that's first question. Charter Act, Widow Remarriage Act 1856, regulating Pitt India. So most commonly I mentioned that Widow Remarriage Act 1856. So that's one of the correct answer or correct option. So next, which inventions created fear among the Indians? So modern innovations, modern inventions we discussed, right? So railways only, telegraph only, railways and telegraph. So steamships only. Most commonly answer is railways and the telegraph system created the fear among the Indians. So next question, how were missionary activities opposed? Why were missionary activities opposed? So due to heavy taxes, fear of religious conversion, military recruitment, land reforms. So religious missionaries means most commonly fear regarding the religious conversions. So next question, the Religious Disability Act was passed in. So the Religious Disabilities Act, now only I explained that 1829, 1850, 1856, 1857. Just you are going to remember that what I explained, important topics and all, which you prepared as key point or the short note. So very easily you can give answer for this question. So this question is for you. Your work is to comment me the answer in comment section. If you mentioned wrong answer, means in my next video I am giving the solution for this question, but your duty to again watch the video and I try to give answer for my question and prepare the short notes. So finally, I hope what I explained clearly understand for you. Finally, I request everyone to support my channel by subscribing it, share it to your friends, like and comment for next video. So another one of the important courses, I'm going to upload it in my next video. So wait for that and prepare well for your board examination. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching.